Okay, let's now solve some exam questions on SOD. So the first one, we're asked to simplify this. Looking at this, the easiest way to do this is by using difference of two squares. As you can see, the two brackets looks the same. So what I will do, I will just, okay, so I can write this bracket as and also making this to be the first. So nothing has spoiled, they are the same. Because I want to use difference of two squares. So from difference of two squares, this amounts to that. Root 2 squared. From difference of two squares, that's a squared minus b squared equals a plus b times a minus b. So that's difference of two squared. So this 1 squared is 1. Root 3 squared is 3. Root 2 squared is 2. So we have denominator 3. 1 minus 6 is minus 5. So the answer is C. So the next question, we asked to evaluate root 7 over root 21 minus root 14. So the easiest way to solve this is, remember, we can add or subtract if they have the same radicand inside. So I can write 21 as root 3 times root 7. And I can write 14, root 14 as root 2 times root 7. So which is now root 7 over, we can factor root 7 out. So we have root 3 minus root 2. So finally root 7, we have 1 over root 3 minus root 2. As you can see, there's nothing like that in the option. So we rationalize, multiplying by the conjugate of the denominator, which is root 3 plus root 2 over. Remember, whenever you multiply that, something like that, we have difference of 2 squared. So we have root 3 plus root 2 over 1. So our answer is A. So the next question, we are asked to simplify 2 over root 18 plus root 2. So the best way to solve this, I can write root 2 as root 2 times root 2 because I noticed something down there. Root 18 is root 9 times root 2. Finally, root 2 here. So again, root 2 is common. So I can factor root 2 down here. So root 2 out, we have root 9 plus 1. So root 2 over root 2. Root 9 is 3. So 3 plus 1. We have root 2. So we have root 2 up over 3 plus 1 is 4. So our answer is B. So the next question, we asked to evaluate root 75 minus root 48 plus root 108. The first thing we check if they have the same radicand inside, because that's the only way we can add and subtract. So 75 is 3 times 25. So I can write 75, root 75 as root 3 times root times 25 minus 48 is 16, that's 3 times 16. Y108 is 3 times 36. So here we have common term, which is root 3. 25, root 25 is 5. So 5 root 3. Y root 16 is 4. So minus 4 root 3. Y root 36 is 6. This plus 6 root 3. So 5 root 3 minus 4 root 3 is minus is 1 root 3. So plus 6 root 3. 1 plus 6 is 7. So we have 7 root 3. So our answer is B. So the next question, we have to evaluate this. We are given 2 items and it's square. So we need to expand. So we assign, using laws of indices, we first assign each of them to the power, this cube root, which is root 5 squared is now 5. And also we can write 9 as 3 squared and 2 raised to power 2. Again, we can write this. This 2 times 2 is 4, so 3 raised to power 4. But since we have cube roots here, I need to write whatever that is inside in terms of power of 3. So I have 3 times 3. So the next thing is 5. Cube root of 27 is 3. Finally, this has no cube. So the answer is 15 cube root of 3. So the answer is B. So the next question, we are asked to, if that equals 8, we are asked to find x plus 1 over s. You quickly notice that root x over x is 1 over root x. Check it. If you rationalize this, you get this. Or rationalize this, you get this. So again, since we are looking for s plus 1 over x, seems we need to square so that it will remove the square root. So I square both sides. Squaring both sides. So we now have, remember, expansion of perfect square. If you are given a plus b, if you are given a plus b all squared, it's just a squared plus 2ab plus b squared. The first term here is squared. Why the middle term is the product of the 2 times 2. 2 times ab. Finally, b squared. But if you are given minus, you can still write minus. So these two are positive. Why this is negative? If it's negative here. So we now use this fast here. So root x squared is x plus 2 times root s times 1 over that is 2 plus 1 over x. 1 over root x squared is 1 over x equals 64. And we're asked to find x plus 1 over s, making it the subject of formula is now 64 minus. So the answer is 62. C. So the next question, we are asked to evaluate that. Again, looking at this is cube, this. So whatever inside, we need to write it in terms of cube. So I have 16 is 8 times 2, and 8 is 2 cube times 2. That's my 16. Why x raised to power 4 is x3 times x minus cube root of 2x. Again, we can remember cube root of, we need to find cube root of each of the term inside. So each cube root of 2 raised to power 3 is 2. This has no perfect cube root. Cube root of this is x. Finally, we need to remember 2 has no perfect and this has no perfect cube root. So next thing we'll factor. It seems cube root of 2x is common. So we now have 2x minus 1. So that's our answer. Our answer is C. So the next question, we're asked to simplify that. So looking at that, it seems we use difference of 2 square because whatever that is here is here. Whatever that is here is here. So I will write the first 2 brackets as root 4, 3 squared minus cube root of that 2 squared. So this is my first 2 brackets. While the second bracket is this. So what we have here, that's root 3 raised to power 2 over 4 is half. That's cube square root Why 2 over 4 is half? Root 3 plus root 2. And this turns out to be difference of 2 squared. So we are applying difference of 2 squared 2 times here, which is 3 minus 2. The answer is 1. So the next question, we are asked to express this in terms of x plus 1. So the next thing we just do is rationalize, because there is nothing in the denominator. So meaning there is no sort in the denominator. We need to rationalize by multiplying by conjugate of the denominator, which is this minus 1 plus root. So this is minus 1 plus root 2 times 1 minus root 2. I rationalize. So this turns to be a perfect square. Why this is the difference of 2 squared. So this is, remember our expansion method. 1 squared is 1. Root 2 squared is 2. 1 plus 2 is 3. Why 2 times 1 times that is minus 2 root 2 over minus 1. 1 minus 2 is minus 1. So remember, we have to write it in terms of this. So 3 over minus 1 is minus 3. Minus 2 root 2 over minus 1 is plus 2 root 2. So you can now see that my x is minus, this is 3, minus 3, y2. Minus 2 is y. So the next question, we ask if that equal, we are now asked to find the value of y. We are given an equation, we're asked to find value of a variable. What you do is make that variable the subject of the formula. So I'm making y the subject of formula. The first thing I will do, I'll move y, because I have negative y here. So if I move, I now have positive y. So why this root 72 remains the same, root 32 remains the same. So I move 3 root 18 to the other side to be minus 3 root 18. Just, I have to make this the subject of formula. So the next thing is to divide by the coefficient. So I will divide by each of them by root 8. That's our denominator, which is, that's the coefficient of y over root 8. So the next thing, we'll bring the two together using the law, division law. Y, this is 32 over that. Finally, 3 times root 18 over 8. So 72 over 8 is 9. Root 9 is 3. 32 over 8 is 4. Root 4 is 2. This has no perfect, but something can go. 2 in 18 is 9. 2 in 8 is 4. Square root of 9 is 3. While square root of 4 is 2. So I have 5 minus 9 over 2, which is 1 over 2. So the answer is half. So the next question, if x equals that, we are now asked to find 8x minus x squared. So first, let's rationalize this. So we multiply by the conjugate, which is conjugate of the denominator, which is root 5 minus root 3. So why this root 5 minus root 5 minus root 3. So this turns out to be a perfect square. Why this turns out to be difference of 2 squared. So root 5 squared is 5. Root 3 squared is 3. 5 plus 3 is 8. Why 2 times root 5 times root 3 is minus 2 root 15. Using multiplication law. 5 minus 3 root 5 minus 3 is 2, because this is square. So 5, 3. So dividing both sides by 8 in 2 is 4. 2 root 15 in 2 is root 15. So that's the value of our x. But we're asked to find 8x minus x squared. So I now write 8x minus x squared as factor x, 8 minus x. So remember, we have x as 4 minus root 15. 8 minus 4 minus root 15. That's our x. Again, this turns out to be 4 minus root 15. 8 minus 4 is 4. Minus times minus root 15 is plus root 15. And this turns out to be difference of 2 squared, which is now 16 minus 15. The answer is 1. So the best way is to factorize.